My name is Mirko, we are in Greece, and we are at the archaeological site of Oiniades, which is somewhere near Missalonghi. And what we find here? A beautiful polygonal wall. Stones are big, not really cyclopean, but definitely interesting. Want to go closer, Deborah? Just to give a sense of scale of these stones. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything about this site. Not many people know it. Very nice puzzle here of stones. Again, they are convex. The site is €3 entrance. There's nobody here. We are the only car except the one from the ticket lady. And as usual in Greece, the problem is that they all close around 3 p.m. So we are a bit in a hurry. I actually stumbled on this site when I was looking for other sites that Edward Dodwell had drawn back in the past. Okay, here we have another piece of polygonal wall, really particular shape. And I was just discussing with Deborah that actually once you start to see a lot of these polygonal walls around the Mediterranean, they all look similar, but they're not all the same. They have different styles. These are not huge blocks. Some are quite big, but well, this morning we were at the site of New Pleuron, and there they are bigger, but here the peculiarity is really the shape of these stones. Here we walk along this other part. There's a very particular one here with a very strange shape, which is a little bit come out of the wall. The wall is sort of collapsing, but this is definitely a serious wall. Deborah is 160, so yeah, I would say about 5 meters tall. And here we have something really peculiar. A magnificent vaulted gate. Really nice. With one stone and balance on top of it. So a polygonal vaulted gate. You see the size? It's over 3 meters tall and probably about the same as wide. And here we have a beautiful example of polygonal masonry. These corners here cut out. Let's see how it looks from the other side. There's some kind of a column here. Here are other nice examples. This is from the inside. So I'm trying to get the sense of how this thing is. The stones that make the walls on both sides of this gate are not perpendicular to the direction of the gate, but they are like oblique. They are like crooked. You see here these stones here have an acute angle like this. Maybe you can see it on the top here. And these stones here have I don't know, a wider than 90 degrees angle. It's really difficult to give the sense of this. If I try to film it like this, at a certain point the stones change their direction. So there's some kind of a twist in the stones. So this was definitely the corner of a turret, most of which has now collapsed. But as you can see, it was really tall, much taller than the wall. I would guess 2 or 3 meters taller than the wall. And anyway, this gate is really fascinating, beautiful. Never seen a gate like this, made in polygonal masonry. And here we move on to this turret here, which is in a better, much better shape. And here we have again something which I have never seen before, so evident that the first block on the left are still square type blocks. And then they slowly move and bend into some polygonal kind of masonry. Here you can see it well. There you have beautiful, huge square blocks. And then all of a sudden they turn into polygonal blocks. So we were just watching that part of the turret. Now we go on this side, which is in the sun. It's got a completely different color. And here it's basically square blocks, I would say. I cannot really see. There's some hints of polygonal masonry, but not much. And then here, let's move on this side. You see the polygonal wall goes on there. And here it's still square and it doesn't look to merge into polygonal masonry. So just to give you a sense of scale, most of the stones in this polygonal wall are not really big, but from time to time there is one which is quite a fat one, and like this one I believe is really impressive, the size of this one. It's 1 meter 60 or 70 wide, over a meter high, and of course I don't know how deep, but that's again certainly over a ton. So we were able to climb a little bit high near the main turret. You can see down there there's a lot of pieces of, they seem to be columns. It's like a graveyard of columns. This is the polygonal wall we just saw from below, and here is the turret, or what remains of it. We are already at about 4 or 5 meters high. So back there you can still see parts of the polygonal arch and the turret. And here we are in a place which is officially considered to be a ship shed. So a place to, I don't know, keep the ships. That would make me think that maybe this was once near the sea. And there's still some polygonal, there's a polygonal wall on top of this, over there. And there are some parts on the sides of this so-called ship shed. It's a really strange construction. So this is the path that took us to the ship shed. Or actually we came from another direction, but to go back to the car we have to pass from here. And you can see other polygonal walls here too. So it's really a party of polygonal walls in this place. Some stones are really big, like that one in the middle there. Just to comparison, show you Deborah. Yeah, over 1 meter 60 wide. So here we have the theater of Oiniades. Just one interesting observation is on that hand side, over there, there's a small piece of polygonal wall. And then we go on the other side, on the left hand side of the theater, and there we have a piece of a square blocks wall, which is quite peculiar, I believe. So this is supposed to have been the agora, the marketplace of the ancient Oiniades. Oiniades, yes, that's the name. I have a hard time pronouncing this name. And still, we can see there's one block here which is huge. Again, I mean, for a marketplace, you just move a 2 to 3 ton block. And also here, besides the fact that a few trees have probably been hit by a thunder or lightning, you see, completely broken down, but still you can see some polygonal parts here, some small walls. To me it looks more like a temple than a market. So we walked about 5 minutes from the theater, And here we get to what is supposed to have been the Acropolis. So this is one of the bastion of the Acropolis, I believe. And again, really nice joints and this polygonal wall here. Okay, just to get your sense of scale, it goes from here to here and from here to here, and it's got some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 angles. So just to show you a few details of these polygonal joints. This one stone I counted 10 different angles. And then there's a triangular one with a little variation on top. It's really, really fascinating. And here we get to a gate, probably what would be considered the gate of the Acropolis or the gate of the citadel. Here we see another part of a wall we saw from outside before. Really nice as well. Huge stone. This one is really big. If you like polygonal walls, you won't be disappointed in Oiniades. Here we start to have very nice shaped stones. So the whole Acropolis is surrounded by a further polygonal wall, and now we're going to go right to the top of the Acropolis, which is over there. Okay, we are right on top of the Acropolis. It's like a bedrock here, but there's a lot of stones around. There's even some pieces of old but recent walls. That's mortared wall over there. Some huge blocks here which seem to be natural, but they've been shaped like a square here, it appears so. Maybe they've been moved here, that's also possible. And of course, as usual, we are on a small hill, but the view from up here is just amazing. You got a 360 degrees view here. The beautiful Greek landscape. It's a hill in a flat area. So we're just outside the Acropolis. Here we have a nice piece of wall, polygonal of course, and then there's a turret here which is square again. Hai visto quelli incastroli? Sì. There is one beautiful polygonal joint there. I think I've never seen one like this. That one. A triangle hitting onto a bigger stone. Anyway, so polygonal on this side, square type on this side, and now we move to the front side, and here it's square again with some polygonal little details, but it's mainly square, huge stones. And if we move further on the third side, we have that it's square again, and then when we get to the main wall, it's polygonal again there. Just my usual thought, Oiniades, I believe, or something like that. Well, you'll have the name on the title of the video. Never heard of this city, and it's really worth what they did. They did a huge job here with walls in general, and specifically polygonal walls.